Let's see if anyone see who shows up. Anyone see? Oh, hey, Elsa. You showed up. I'm waiting for I guess everybody else. I don't know. Have you heard from Trish? I messaged her like 2 hours ago, but she hasn't replied. So I don't know if Trish is going to be joining me tonight or not. But I mean, I was kind of hoping she was. Wait. Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Elsa. How you doing? So no, just woke up. Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of figured you just woke up. I bet. I don't know. There's probably Grand Central Station is busy as all hell. I mean, at Trisha's place. Or at least that's what I figure. I mean, since she hasn't uh, been on lately, or she hasn't replied to me yet. So that's it. Okay. Just so tired, but that's obvious. Oh yes, I see that, Elsa. But I don't know. I guess I kind of feel honored that you chose to wake up for my stream tonight because I know you usually wake up for anytime Trish streams as it is. Hmm. Do 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 do. Okay. Oh yeah, Elsa, that's right. Grand Central Station is always busy as all hell, and that's the truth of the matter. Hey, I got to support my friends. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, especially since me and Trish are, I guess, quote unquote, like very small YouTubers. So I mean, well, actually, I don't even really consider myself a YouTuber. More like Trish is, but I just join horse streams. But Trish has been doing YouTube videos a lot longer and more than I have. I mean, believe it or not, before I even met Trish or discovered her channel, the only videos I ever made were pretty much kind of like music videos, but to like to pictures and like slideshows and things like that. So it wasn't even really me in front of a camera and talking to people. If that makes sense. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, hey Chelsea. Yeah, how you doing, Chelsea? And I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, Chelsea. How are you? Let me see. I don't know what you're doing in the background. Hmm. Yeah. So what's new? Anything I missed that happened in the past couple of hours? Oh, I don't think. I don't think so. There's probably been some. Like, I guess if you're talking about like breaking news or something, there's probably some breaking news I could share. But as far as what's going on with Trish, I don't really know yet. I haven't really talked to Trish, and well, actually, I don't even think I've actually talked to Trish today at all. I mean, uh, I know that she posted that video that Richard did last night when he used her song in his video. Which is, I used it for a week. Oh, your record player blew up. Oh wow. Sometimes it feels like everything happens while I'm asleep. Yeah, yeah, that is kind of true. Also, sometimes it even happens to me, especially when I stay up real late and then I wake up late. So then it's like I missed everything that was exciting that happened, like the early morning hours, like of the day or something. Oh, hey Justin, and good evening to you too. Just okay. Aren't they going to replace it? Oh, are you talking? You talking to Chelsea? Okay. Uh-huh. But yeah, hey everybody. So we got Elsa here, Justin here, and Chelsea here. Hmm. I wonder who else is going to show up. I feel like I should wait at least a few more minutes before I even start talking about. What I was kind of hoping to talk about today, but or tonight. But yeah, it really just overheated. All I did was turn it on. Oh my god, that's insane. Huh. Damn devil. I don't want another one, Elsa. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. Mm. Oh, hey, country fan, you made it. Or should I say, Chris, you made it. Then they should at least refund you for it if you don't want another one. True story. True story. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing pretty good, Chris. How are you? Hmm. As, as I said, or as Jeff said the other night, hi, rap music fan. Rap music fan. What's wrong, Charlotte? What's up there? Just laying over there. Oh, you put up 2 videos today, Justin. That's awesome. And oh yeah, and I like that link that you sent me, country fan. Hmm. There goes Charlotte. Yeah, it's another Taylor Swift link. Yes, Elsa. Yes, it was. I'm not even joking. It was another Taylor Swift link. Elsa's like psychic now. She knows that Country Fan will probably send me and Trish everything that's Taylor related. But it's Taylor Swift news. Okay, that actually just made my night, Elsa. You're funny. Another Taylor Swift link. Okay. New subscriber got requested some more Press Your Luck episodes. Oh, that's awesome, Justin. And Joe said this started back or started because I got an Elvis record and then I put my Elvis record in to play it and it dies. It starts with Elvis and dies with Elvis. Oh my god. Charles, it's crazy. What you doing, Shiloh? We don't need to go outside to die. You crazy cat. Mm. Starts with Elvis and dies with Elvis. And that's the truth of the matter. Shiloh, ain't a bigger boy. Elsa said, "I'm telling you, I'm getting good at reading your mind." Yeah, very true, Elsa. I feel like you've been around me and well, I was gonna say you've been around me and Trish so much lately that it's almost like you're knowing or almost every thought or something. It's almost like you really are like knowing us and knowing us both like inside and out. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, Chelsea. Where is Trish? I mean, well, I haven't sent her like an invite to go on my stream yet, but I mean, I guess I could. It's just I haven't heard back from her like on Messenger or Skype, so I don't know. She may just be really busy with Grand Central Station. Yeah. Mhm. Elsa, my powers are increasing. Mwahaha, yeah, Elsa, you frozen girl. Hmm. It'd be good. Shallow, shallow, shallow. You want to talk? You pretty boy. Meow, meow, meow. I just said, hey, Alvin, who is the new person? What do you mean, the new person? I mean, were you talking about Chelsea? I mean, well, Chelsea's classic jazz, unless you're thinking that remember her as King Elvis before. Oh yeah, Christopher said, "Has anyone seen It Chapter 2? Has anyone? Yeah. Well, I haven't yet, but I am actually wanting to see it though. And so said, "Well, Alvin, I almost thought that was you meowing." Well, actually, my cat Shiloh was meowing, and then I started kind of like talking back to him, so I was meowing back to him. I was like, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Most cat owners will talk back to their cats. I mean, or people do that to their dogs. I mean, dog lovers, dog owners do it to the dogs as well. Shallow, don't try to knock anything down. I see what you're trying to do. Trying to be a bad boy. Mm-hmm. It just talks to a dog too. But yeah, I'll probably start talking about what I was wanting to talk about here in a couple of minutes. I was just trying to give everyone a chance to get here, and I was curious if Trish was going to be joining us or me in some fashion. I said, if you said Frozen Princess, then that would have been perfect for with the title of the stream because the woman in the Web Eliza episode's cyber name was Ice Princess, and I found that so ironic. Oh yeah, I guess I could have said that. Also, so did you actually watch that episode that I posted in the fan club? I mean, there was actually more episodes. It says that episode. I don't know. It's just as weird as it sounds. It's just it reminded me of a movie that I once saw. I'm not sure exactly the movie. I don't know. It just seemed like it felt like a movie, but at the same time, it also kind of reminded me in some weird way of my relationship with my ex, which sounds crazy because it's like I don't want to say that we talked about murder or anything like that, but I mean there was talk of us like running away together or something like that, which I mean they could have done that, but at the same time the her parents probably would have still found them, and then he would have ended up going to jail anyway. So I mean, it wouldn't have worked out. But I do kind of understand that whole young love uh, scenario and dynamic. So I mean, because it kind of sounds like just a previous relationship I've been, especially when it comes to online long distance relationships. And so, not to mention, one of the I guess one of the a girl that the guy Robert actually dated for a little while because they mentioned in the episode that he dated a local girl for a little while or for a few months, and apparently her name was Christy, which which was actually my ex girlfriend's nickname. Well, actually, she had two nicknames. It was Christy and Keishi, because I mean, where she's from the Philippines, so she kind of has like Asian name. So yeah. Okay. Chell said, Alvin, are you going to see it chapter two? Yeah. Most likely, I'll probably be seeing it like in the next week or so. Yeah, so, for the title, not for with the title. Stupid autocorrect. Oh, okay. No, just no. I have not Monday. I saw Jurassic World Battle at Big Rock. It's live action short film, and I love it. And I said, yes, I did. I needed to know what you were going to talk about tonight. Oh, okay. I said, I thought of you while I was watching it, but I know you wouldn't try to kill someone just to be with them. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. Also, not to mention, okay, this is so ironic. I already just mentioned that my ex girlfriend's, well, I guess nickname was mentioned once at least in the episode, Christy. When Robert's grandmother asked him, "Are you still upset about Christy?" I don't know. It just sounds like something my mom would have asked me, like, because I started dating my ex when I was still living with my mom. My mom was still here and everything back in 2012. But I just thought it was so ironic that I also made a friend a few years ago, actually in 2016, named Robert, and uh, and the big one of the guys, like pretty much the guy in this episode was named Robert, and uh, I actually met this friend named Robert, and he was also in a long distance relationship with, I guess, a beautiful Asian woman, kind of like how I was with Christy. Where her real name is Krista, but yeah, I mean, I still call her Christy. Um, but uh, but I just thought it was kind of ironic that I mean, both names Robert and Christy were mentioned in this episode when Robert was a big, I guess, a big part. I mean, my friend Robert was a big part of, I guess, somewhat, I guess, my relationship with Christy when I was with her. At least the last year or so. of our relationship because I mean Robert was pretty much the one I was kind of like confiding in, and he was the one kind of I don't know trying to help save my relationship with my ex, if that makes sense, and it still didn't work out. So yeah, yeah. Joe said I'm trying to get my relationship back. I missed my friend. I'll see what you think about the movie before I go see it. Okay, Chelsea. There are a lot of bombs in the movie in chapter two. Oh, I see. So is the whole Web of Lies series just based on online relationships and the crimes that derive from them? Um, Somewhat, but every episode is different. So I don't want you to think that every episode would had to do with romance or relationship. Sometimes, well, actually, most of the time, it really did have to involve some relationship of some fact. I mean, some factor. Okay, the thing is about Web of Lies. How I take it. Well, actually, I'll just read to you pretty much the description of the show. Because I even posted the fan club earlier, but I know you just woke up, Elsa. But yeah, it basically is like the description of the show is in this 21st century world, we're increasingly living our lives online, sharing everything in one quick click, from vacation photos and observances of daily life to breaking news stories and expressions of our deepest insecurities. It's easy to ignore or forget the millions of people who suddenly have access to your life online. But behind the clever screen names and witty captions hides a dark digital world with real dangers and risks. So pretty much every episode of Web Lies, it's kind of like I know like it's kind of like the whole, I guess, topic of like catfishing, but it's kind of like catfishing gone wrong, if that makes sense. Like it pretty much, basically, it's like whoever you talk to online, they may seem like the sweetest person ever. They may seem really nice, like they're really caring and everything. And then before you know it, they either try to kill you or they do kill you and try to hide the evidence. And the police are trying to investigate what led to this. And they find out that the person that the victim was talking to online was lying to them pretty much about everything about who they were. Like they literally had a dark past, and they basically, I mean, it usually leads to someone being injured or dead pretty much every episode. And so, I mean, so that was just one episode example that when I posted the fan club yesterday, Elsa, but it was it was crazy. Believe it or not, that episode was actually called "Only Way Out," and that was episode 13 of season two. Which I'll be honest with you, season two is actually one of my favorite seasons from the show. Believe it or not, I think because a lot of the episodes from that season, I could kind of understand in some way. Like, we're not just understand. I was fascinated by the stories, which sounds kind of crazy when like bad things happen to these people. Like this is real events. Like this really did happen to these people. It's really dark, really tragic, and yet I'm finding the stories fascinating because I'm wondering how did it even get to that. It's almost mind blowing. Yeah, Christopher said also Stephen King is in the movie too. Oh, that's awesome, Catch fan. Yeah, I think I heard about that. And Chelsea said, "Damn it all to hell." Hmm. Yeah. Just said, anyone know really good jazz music albums? Not really. I mean, I do like jazz, but it's not something I just go to listen to. So I can't really name any like jazz artists or jazz albums. So, but I said, and that's why I'll never start an online relationship. You cannot trust anyone anymore. People always lie, and we should know. Look what Kegden Kojo did. Yeah, that is true, Elsa. So, but it's just okay. I'll be honest with you. I actually got into the show. a few months after. Actually, it was a few months after my mom passed away. See, my mom passed away in November of 2015. But my mom and I loved watching shows like this. I mean, but because we loved watching like crime, unsolved mysteries type shows and things like that, and we loved to watch documentaries together. Whether it was like about urban legends or just things that happen to people, like dark true stories. And so when I found out about this show, I actually found out about the show in like February or March of 2016, and it was literally within a few months after I lost my mom. And as I was watching it, I actually came across it by accident on YouTube. Believe it or not, I don't know why. I think someone had uploaded an episode, but even YouTube is even YouTube is pretty. I mean, big with like copyright just on uploading shows like that. Um, so you can't really find these. I mean, episodes of the show on YouTube, or if you do, it's like heavily edited or something, so it can't be detected by YouTube or whatever. But the show premieres. It airs on a channel called Investigation Discovery. And so yeah, I didn't really watch TV anymore, even at the point that I found this show. I actually found it online by accident because someone had uploaded an episode, and I was curious because of the title, which I'll be getting to in a minute. Because the episode that the first episode I ever watched of Web of Lies actually is number 10 on my top 10 list of the top 10 Web of Lies, or the top 10 memorable Web of Lies episodes, at least for me. Um, but yeah, when I get to my list, I'll tell you pretty much straight away what was the very first episode I ever saw of this show. But yeah, it's just, and I was like intrigued right away. And even when I was watching it, I literally started thinking of my mom. Like, I was like, my mom would love to watch this show. Like, I could just see my mom watching this with me, or this is something I should be watching with my mom. It was something right in our wheelhouse, if that says anything. Hey, don't know Chelsea. I don't listen to jazz. So you have an else that doesn't know any jazz. And Chelsea said, I just listen to YouTube, and I love those shows too, Alvin. Oh, that's awesome, Chelsea. But yeah, I also like unsolved and crime shows. I find it fascinating how they solve crimes. Yeah, me too. Be honest, my mom was like a huge fan of like the Law and Order shows, like Law and Order, SVU. She also loved. I mean, she also loved shows like CSI. Trying to think. Oh, there was even another show she watched. I don't know if it was about crimes or anything, but she was into a show called 24. Um, but yeah, we used to watch documentaries together, especially like I think there was a what was the name of that show? Oh, I think it's called Forensic Files or something. It was. I'm trying to remember it because my sister Amy is into that show as well, because she used to have that on the TV all the time back. I mean, a couple years ago. Elsa, unfortunately, I don't have Investigation Discovery, and I don't watch much TV anymore. Anyway, yeah, I know, Elsa. But if you're curious, I mean, well, especially if you're curious about any episodes I mentioned tonight, if I can find a link to the episode, like on the link, I mean, well, on the website that I found that one episode I post fan club. I mean, I'll definitely post other links in the fan club to other episodes that I think you might like. I mean, it gives you something to watch anyway, and they're really fascinating. So I don't want to try to give away too many details about each episode, uh, but but you never know. When I mention some names, you may some names of some of the people that were involved in some of these episodes I mentioned. You may even recognize the name right away, like, "Oh my God, I remember that. That was a few years ago," and or something. Because a lot of these stories really did make the news, and there was probably articles being posted around. Some of them even have to deal with YouTube, like YouTube personally, like some YouTube video. So I mean, and some of those videos went viral, especially after someone's death. So, but yeah, I also like watching that show where they saw plane crashes. Oh, that's awesome, Elsa. Joseph, I love Mariska Hargitay, Law and Order. Oh yeah, yeah. My mom did too. In fact, my sister Amy does. She loves her as a detective, Olivia Benson, on Law and Order SVU. Coach friend said, I do watch CSI from time to time. And then Joe said, my dad and I watch CSI. Oh, that's awesome, Chels. But but yeah, I honestly think that you would find some of the episodes from the show pretty bloody fascinating. Like I don't know, I mean, it's just because it's crazy, especially because there's a few episodes I'm going to mention tonight that are so incredibly dark that you can't even believe even happened. Like some of the stories seem too good. Well, I don't want to say too good to be true, but like almost too bad to be true. Like no, 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 like things like that don't happen. But you never know. I mean, pretty much anybody can be a serial killer at this point. I mean, this basically what I've learned from this show. Like, you basically don't know what anyone's motives are, or especially when you're talking to someone online. Like they say, don't believe anything you hear on the internet or anything you read on the internet. But but I don't watch the fake shows like CSI. I like the real crimes that get solved. Yeah, yeah, I can understand that, Elsa. Well, my mom loved both kind of real and fake stories, just because it was somewhat entertaining and kind of kept you like hanging onto your seat, like with the suspense and drama and stuff. I said, "Oh, I'll believe it happened. I've seen some crazy things." Okay, so I guess so I guess even some of the things I may mention tonight won't shock you too much. But yeah, if you don't mind, I could start getting into I guess my top 10 list of what I personally for me personally is what I believe is my top 10, I guess, most memorable Web of Lies episodes. And I even put in the title "Emotional and Disturbing True Stories," just so you understand that some things I may talk about make it pretty dark. But yeah, I was just I don't know why it was hard for me to just get that out because I didn't know how to describe how I made my top 10 list. Because these are basically the episodes that kind of, I guess, fascinated me the most. But but yeah, but yeah, I'll be honest with you. The first two episodes I actually have on my top 10 list are actually from season 3, which it was because Web of Lies was actually in the process of airing season 3 when I discovered the show, and so season 3 was actually my introduction to Web of Lies, and this was in like February, March 2016, somewhere around there. It may have actually already been March 2016 when I discovered it, but yeah. Yeah, Charles Evans said, "In this world, Alvin, anything is possible. Be careful." Yeah, yeah, that's very true, Charles. I said it would probably shock me, but I'll believe it actually happened. Okay, so I guess you won't take it as unbelievable, like it's just unbelievable or something. I don't know. But yeah, the episode that introduced me to Web of Lies, the first episode I saw, which someone had actually been bold enough to kind of like post on YouTube. So I think I actually saw this episode on YouTube first before I discovered the other episodes of the show, which were on other websites that I found because I was really intrigued that I looked everywhere. But um, but yeah, the first episode that makes my top 10. So at my number 10 spot, my what I believe is the top 10 most memorable Rebelized episodes is simply called Catfished, and it's from season 3. And so I guess you could say how I kind of found it by accident, because I love the show Catfish, the TV show, mostly because I've been in like online long distance relationships before. That's one reason why I describe this show, Web of Lies, as like catfishing gone wrong, if that makes sense, or catfishing gone tragic, or something. But there was an episode called Catfished, and it was from season 3, and it's basically about a 28-year-old guy. Which, now that I think about it, I was like 27 at the time, so this guy was around my age when I first saw this episode and discovered the show. Um, but yeah, a 28-year-old guy is catfished by an online prankster. And since he sets his target on the only person he can think of, the girl in the pictures. So I actually like looked up a link for the episode so I can kind of describe this episode, but this was crazy. Okay, I just want to tell you, like, read some from an article about this story, because this one was wild. Because, like, just imagine you're basically falling in love with someone you met online, and they have like a pretty girl as their profile picture, and they claim that they're that girl in real life. Like, I mean, that's basically the top why it's called catfishing. I mean, especially if that's not who you really are, like behind the screen. But oh yeah, Elsa, don't know why they call it catfish, because catfish is one ugly fish. Yeah, that's kind of true, Elsa. That's actually funny. But it's just I kind of want to like visualize this scenario. It's like a guy. Well, basically, started falling in love with this woman online, and he was like talking to her like through messages and texts and stuff. And I think she kept blowing him off like whenever he was wanting to try to meet her, and it started to aggravate him so much that I think even his friends were like, "I'm sorry, but I think you're being catfished, bro. Like, she's probably not who she says she is. She's probably not the girl in the pictures." And he didn't want to believe it. He wanted to believe that he was really talking to that girl. Um, and then all of a sudden, so he does research on his laptop or something, and just to like do like the whole picture search and stuff. Pretty much what the guys from Catfish, the TV show, I mean, do to find out who the people really are in the photos. And when he finds out that the girl in the pictures actually is just like a pretty girl with a different name. I think I don't know if she was a model or anything. It's actually been a little bit since I've seen the episode, but I could read to you. But I do remember this episode very well because it was like my introduction to the whole show. But basically, on this article I read, actually, what I was wanting to get to was the whole fact that when he found out that the girl in the pictures wasn't who he was actually talking to, like, just imagine this scenario: is instead of wanting to try to track down the person that made the fake account, he makes it a mission to go after the girl in the pictures who probably had nothing to do with this whole catfishing scenario. She was probably just like an innocent bystander or something, like some innocent woman that's just pretty, that someone just took her pictures and posted them online. And and pretended to be her and stuff. But this guy makes it a mission to go after the girl in pictures and pretty much hurt her or kill her because she believes she had something to do with it. And I'm thinking that's just one wrong mindset right away. Like you should know how catfishing goes. Like that's crazy. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why people use someone else's pictures for their own selfish reasons. Yeah, I don't understand it either. But this one article about this whole story. Actually, the title of the article is "Online Hoax Prompted Man's Revenge Plot." So pretty much, it is a classic internet love story gone wrong. Boy meets girl. Boy falls in love with girl. Boy exchanges nude photos with girl. Boy discovers girl is actually a gay guy. Boy plots revenge killings. Boy travels to California on Greyhound bus. Boy stalks prospective victims, and boy arrested by FBI. Like I don't know. It sounds crazy, just the way I was just describing it. Like I don't know why I'm laughing. Like it's not even funny. It's just wild. It's just crazy. I mean, luckily this story didn't end as tragic as it could have been. I mean, the guy did get caught and he did get arrested before he even made out. I mean, actually acted out on his like killing the girl in the pictures, but yeah, I was like, oh no, poor girl, that is just crazy. Yeah, it's really crazy and disturbing as all hell. But yeah, it goes on to say, a Michigan man who was the victim of an online hoax was indicted last month on 2 felony charges for allegedly plotting to harm a California couple whom he mistakenly believed was somehow involved in the cruel 2-year-long romantic ruse. The Smoking Gun has learned. Okay, so I guess this is an article by a website called thesmokingun.com. But it says Brian Heil, 28, was arrested last year after traveling to the San Diego area with the intent of killing various individuals, according to federal investigators. The unemployed Heil, who had been living with his 86-year-old grandmother in a mobile home, is now locked up without bond in a federal correctional center. But oh yeah, it goes on to say the bizarre details of Heil's online romance, his realization that he had been duped, and his subsequent plan to retaliate for the hoax are contained in a riveting court affidavit sworn by Agent Steve Kim, who was assigned to an FBI cyber squad. But yeah, when they I guess God hit like his materials and stuff, like Kim reported that his spiral notebook contained a list of names, addresses, telephone numbers, and other personal information of individuals Howe intended to kill. The notebook Kim added included a section entitled Supplies, Trench Coat, Rope, Duct Tape, Mace, Chloroform, Knife, and Plastic and Zip Ties. I don't know, that just sounds really crazy. Yeah, Joe said, it's not even Halloween. Thanks for the story. Yeah, no, it's not even Halloween, but it's getting close, so I guess you could say this is close enough to Halloween. I don't know. But yeah, even Chelsea's right. I mean, usually it's because of low self-esteem why people even pretend to be someone they're not online. But it said, all I have to say is never share too much of yourself online with complete strangers, and definitely not your address. Yeah, that's very true, Elsa. Yeah, even Chelsea's like that poor girl, but yeah, it says they also identified Howe's alleged California targets as Tiffany Watkins, who was 23 at the time, and her boyfriend, 30-year-old David Cranford. In FBI interviews, Watkins and Cranford said that they did not know Howe, nor had they ever communicated with him. So why were they alleged targeted? When Hall discovered information causing him to believe that his online girlfriend, who supposedly lived in South Africa. Yeah, it actually says that, Elsa. South Africa. Was actually a male posing as a female. He sought to exact revenge against the individuals he believed were involved in the deception, Agent Kim noted. But yeah, I was thinking, I didn't want to say that if I was incorrect, but yeah, I do remember it actually did get discovered at the end of the episode. I guess that's kind of a spoiler alert for the end of the episode, but they did discover that apparently it was someone in South Africa who made the profile. So like even Elsa was like, damn, that's creepy. But yeah, it's just true. It's just, but yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much creepy. Like that's the thing. A lot of people that you even meet online, they may say that they live locally or they live in the same country that you do, but yet they may actually be in a completely different country. I mean, I don't want to say that some people actually have the intent to do this, but I feel like some people from other countries like to play pranks or play games with Americans, if that makes sense. I don't want to like say that like victimize like Americans or anything, because I mean people from any country can be victimized by somebody online, but I don't know. It's just crazy when you find out that these people are from are living in a completely different country, so it's even hard to track them down. Yeah, I thought there could be someone from South Africa on there. Yeah, but yeah, I think this episode is on that website, so I may actually post that in the fan club later. Like I know this is just number 10 on the list, but I mean I thought that so I didn't know if you had actually heard this story before, or since it involves someone from South Africa, but I don't know. It's crazy to think how it came about or how it happened, but yeah, yeah, I'm trying to see what else it says. Okay, it says court records do not reveal how Hao, who had never met or spoken with his internet girlfriend, came to learn she was a mirage, or how he determined, in Kim's words, that his purported girlfriend, who he met playing an online game, was actually a homosexual male posing as the female. Focusing on photographs that the male posing as the female sent during the course of the lengthy online relationship, Hall undertook online searches to identify the attractive blonde woman depicted in those risky images. The photo's self-portrait snapped in a mirror sent to Hall showed the woman naked and dressed in lingerie. Hall's brother Brett told the FBI that his younger sibling once showed him a nude photograph of his South African girlfriend. Oh my God. Like, I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I'm reading this. See, I've only known the story from the episode of Web of Lies. So this is my live reaction to just reading the story. So I just, that caught me off guard right there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so are there any episodes of people dating online and they scam people out of money and then get caught? And then, actually, let me see, scam people out of money. I think there was one or two episodes, or I have to find them again. Where I mean, that makes it sound like it's just there's a lot of episodes. Believe it or not, this series, Web of Lies, is on its sixth season, and altogether they've aired like 50 or 60 episodes. Yeah. I think maybe like 60 episodes. So there's a lot of episodes of the show, Elsa, already. There's only and as far as I know, the show hasn't been canceled yet or anything. In fact, I think they aired a new episode tonight, which means after tonight's stream, I may try to find the most recent episode so I can watch it. I don't know. I think there was a new episode that premiered tonight because I'll be honest with you, one of the newest episodes of the show actually made my list. It actually is what inspired me to want to make this list in the first place, because there was an episode that aired recently that really got to me. It just especially when because I already knew the story behind it already, kind of, or I knew about the person involved. Like it just because I remember like when that story broke the news and everything. So um, Joseph, see, I find this stuff really interesting. Why am I not a cop? Doesn't exactly, Jeff. Just find another girlfriend you don't have to kill. Just said maybe he didn't want to be gay. Yeah, maybe. Elsa, what season episode is that? I would like to watch it. Um, okay, I'll definitely find it for you, Elsa. But like I'll be honest with you, when I also came up with the idea to even do this list in the first place, I will be honest with you. I was thinking of you, Elsa, kind of. Like, not to sound creepy or anything, but it's just I thought this would be a show that you would get into because just of what you told me about, like your life or like shows you watched or uh, pretty much what your mom liked to watch. It just seemed like something that would kind of go with. I mean, I could just picture you, I guess, watching something like this. Not to mention, I thought you would be interesting. I mean, interested in like some of the stories that we talk about because it's basically true stories and these things really did happen to real people. And I don't know, I feel like you're someone who kind of wants to know what's going on out there in the world, whether it's good or bad or creepy, disturbing, tragic. I mean, I don't know. It sounds creepy when you think like, why would you be fascinated in like creepy, disturbing, tragic, true stories? But I don't know. I because I don't know. Maybe it just makes you think, and it actually helps you prepare yourself, like pretty much understand the dangers of online romance or internet, like pretty much what could go on the internet. Joseph, if you're in an online relationship, you have to know it's not going to last. Yeah, I feel like I kind of learned that the hard way though, just from my previous relationships. Yeah, Joe said never ever kill. I'm not surprised that there's 6 seasons already. Everyone is online and everything happens online. Yeah, well, if you think that's something else, a show that I mean, another show that I've already mentioned this several times. It's another show that I like to watch. Pretty much Catfish, the TV show, which I already talked about earlier. It's just Catfish. Believe it or not, Catfish, the TV show, just aired like its season 7 finale, and I don't even think it's canceled. So it's probably getting ready to air like its eighth season, but before long they'll start filming its 8th season. So I mean, this show Web of Lies is on its 6th season, and Catfish the TV show is on its 7th season, or maybe even 8th season by now. So yeah, it just said people should find close friend relations. Yeah, yeah, that's true, chose. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder what I don't know why. Sorry if I got quiet for a minute. It's just I really wonder where Trish is tonight. I mean, I guess maybe she even fell asleep or something. I mean, not saying that's what actually happened, but it's just or Grand Central Station must be just really packed tonight, really busy. Just said yes. I've fallen for someone online, but we're not dating anymore. It's okay. Yeah, very true, Chose. I mean, same with me. Pretty much my previous three relationships were pretty much online, long distance relationships. So yeah. Hmm. Yeah, and Joseph, breakups, they happen. Very true. See. Mm. Yeah, so exactly. It makes you think about things that happen in real life and gives you tools on how to deal with things like that. Yeah, well, that's what I say. It pretty much prepares you for pretty much the dangers of online romance, online dating, just online talking, online friends. Because believe it or not, okay, not every episode has to do with just an online romance. Sometimes some episodes actually have to do with cyberbullying as well, which will bring me to one episode that it may actually get me a bit emotional to just talk about because I remember like pretty much the story or pretty much what happened and I was just shocked that they actually did it. Like I was like I waited for it to happen. I knew they were probably going to make an episode on that story sooner or later. It felt like it was inevitable. Um, Joseph Love Done Gone Wrong, Billy Curtin song, or or do you mean Billy Currington song? Yeah, and just it's just your feelings get hurt. That's all a broken heart is. Yeah, very true. But yeah, I feel like I've told you pretty much enough about this episode, like the episode called Catfished. But it's definitely an episode I may even post it in the fan club later. But yeah, it was. Long story short, it was my introduction to the show. It what got me hooked. After watching that one episode, I was like, I gotta find more episodes. Like I want to I gotta know like more about the show Web of Lies. It just I was like so intrigued, and I knew for a fact just right away, like just from the first episode I watched, it had me hooked right away. But yeah, that one was really crazy and pretty much what got me hooked on the show. But yeah, but now we can move on. See, that episode had to do with someone that that pretty much the catfish in question was from someone in South Africa, Elsa. But now the next episode I'm talking about actually happened in my home state. Yes, even Oklahoma was featured in an episode. In fact, I think Oklahoma was mentioned or featured in at least two or three episodes I've seen of the show. So far, so. But this was the one that got me like it kind of freaked me out because it just I was like that's not even that far from me. Like this actually happened just a few cities a few cities away. If that makes sense. But yeah, also, kids have killed themselves because of cyberbullying. Yeah, that's true. Which like I don't know. It's just there's actually a couple episodes that have to do with that I'm going to be mentioning tonight about kids who killed themselves from cyberbullying. Which it's just I don't know. It's really emotional and really tragic to talk about, but yeah, it's some episodes really get you very emotionally invested in the stories because you're like because especially if parents watch it. Like, what if parents watch episodes like that and they're like, what if that was my child, or what if that happened to me, or or I could have ended up taking my own life because of my own cyberbullies. So yeah, even Cho said, "Wow, I can't even imagine." But yeah, to get on to what I have, what I put as number 9 on my top 10 list of what I believe was, I mean, at least for me personally, the top 10 most memorable Web of Lies episodes. What I have for number 9 is actually from season 3 as well, and it's called "Be Careful Who You Wish For." Like that even sounds like a message right from the get go. Like pretty much, be careful who you wish for. And basically, the short description of this episode was pretty much a girl recovering from an abusive relationship looks for love on a popular dating site. which doesn't really give too much away, but it does kind of give you an idea. Like this was a young woman, a young girl that basically just got out of an abusive relationship just to get in another one, if that makes sense. Um, so basically, I'll try to like I think I found a link to that story as well. Um, but yeah, the story that from this episode, the article I found was actually on an Oklahoma news site because this took place in Oklahoma, and it says a Tulsa woman who was stabbed more than 15 times tells story of survival. Like that's what it says in the article. But but yeah, it's just this episode actually took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm from like the center of the state. But Tulsa, Oklahoma is like more up like upstate, but I mean because it's like just I don't know. It's if you really think about it, it's not that far from me. It's only like maybe a couple hundred miles from me. I mean I'm not sure. I mean I have to like look up the directions, but it took place in the same state as me. So and I've actually been to Tulsa before because they have a zoo there, and my family used to go to the Tulsa Zoo sometimes. So so yeah, you can understand how this episode kind of got to me too. Like when I watched it for the first time, because I actually watched this episode soon after I watched the other episode that I mentioned because it was from season three, and I think that was a season I watched first before I went back to like the previous two seasons. Yeah, so there was a story that happened in my hometown that actually made the news over here. So bad things can happen anywhere, and creepy people are everywhere. Yeah, that's very true, Elsa. But yeah, I'll try to keep this as short or as short as I can because I feel like otherwise I'm going to talk so long about each episode that I'm going to be streaming for like 4 or 5 hours straight. But I was only hoping to maybe stream for maybe 2 or 3 hours tonight. But I've already streamed for over an hour, so hopefully I can get through the other. I mean the other nine within the next 2 hours. I mean, or at least the next hour and a half. Depends on how late that we're willing to kind of stay up or anything. But listen, I wish for world peace. Yeah, Chelsea, I can't watch kids die. I can't. And Chelsea, I go for it, Alvin. But what I have as number nine on my list of the top 10 most memorable Web of Lies episodes for me is called "Be Careful Who You Wish For," and it was from season three of the show. And back this episode was released in 2016, but it takes place from like 2013, 2014. Long story short, basically this woman had just got out of an abusive relationship. She just left the guy, I think, at a restaurant or something. And he was like, "Are you leaving me?" And she was like, "Yes, I am," and just left him and stuff. But not too soon after, he actually gets arrested for a burglary charge. So I guess he robbed someplace or something, and he got arrested. I don't know if I think he was only in jail for a few months, or it could have been a year or so. But yeah, when he got out, he actually started texting his ex girlfriend again and saying, "Guess who's out of prison?" And then he was like, "I want you back." Like, and he said sent all these like few text messages. That's just creepy. Like, because even Trish, if Trish was here right now, even she would be like, that's really creepy. Like even Trish said herself that when someone becomes your ex, That should be the end of the story. Like you don't go back to your ex. You don't try to draw on the past so much. I mean, even though I seem like I do that all the time, but my story I feel is different. I'm not like trying. Like I'm not like obsessive, like stalkerish, like over my ex. Like I'm not trying to cure on anything. I don't know. It's almost like she's still haunting me. Like the memory of her is still haunting me. But yeah, and Elsa, me either, Chelsea. I don't know why anyone wouldn't kill a child. Yeah, that's true, Elsa. Yeah, you better hurry up. You might start freezing up. Yeah, Elsa. Like maybe you're the one to blame for when Trish freezes up because of your frozen powers, your ice princess powers. A second, Elsa, charge your phone number or change your phone number, woman. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like that's what's crazy. Change your phone number, woman. but yeah, I was just gonna say that. Okay, but this woman, she gets busy. She's I think studying for some career or something she's been wanting to do, and I think she's thinking about going back to school or something, or she may even actually still be in school. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I think she actually still is in school. It's just she's doing a lot of studying and stuff because she's like in high school. She's like a senior or something. Because I think she's like 16. I have to check again. Like I know that sounds crazy because I've seen the episode, but I'm trying to describe it. It's just there's so many episodes that kind of run together, so I need to make sure I have the right story right. But um, but yeah, as I was saying, uh, she lives with her mom, and her mom actually suggests that if she's really wanting to meet someone, she could try online dating, like that people have tried online dating because she was like she's so busy now that she'll never have time to meet anyone, and so her mom actually suggests, well, look online, like so join like a dating website or something, and so that's what she does, and she comes across a few guys, but I mean I can't remember the exact website that she got on, or that she signed up for, but it did pretty much say a description of what people were into, like whether they wanted a romance or if they actually wanted a real relationship or if they wanted just a one night stand or if they just wanted a good time or if they just wanted sex, if that makes sense. But it's not me freezing Trisha's scream. Screen. I'm innocent, I swear, or am I? With a winky face. But yeah, it's just yeah. Coach was X's always find way to get X new number. Yeah, so maybe that's true. Maybe she did change her phone number, and her ex still found her number somehow. I don't know. It's crazy. But but yeah, what I was trying to get to is so she comes across this one guy's profile, and he's a good looking, like I'm trying to say things without sound like racist or anything, but let's just say he was like a good looking black guy, and his name was Chuck Davis Jr. And I actually like maybe that's another thing why this episode kind of fascinated me was because this guy actually had kind of like my last name because my real last name is Davis, and but his name was Chuck Davis Jr. And he everything he said on his profile looked looked good. I mean, he looked like a real nice guy, and even the young lady wanted. I mean, even asked her mom to come over and look at the guy that she found online. His name's Chuck Davis Jr. and he's wanting to study to become a doctor. And he he was really good looking. So even her mother kind of liked what he said about like himself on his like in his bio on his profile. And so she started messaging him, and it's like, hey, or I think she started the chat with like, hey, want to chat? And he is like, hey, and I mean, they pretty much started talking right away, and they kind of, I guess, kind of hit it off right away by, I mean, because they found out that they were pretty much seeing each other locally. They were both living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, um, and I think they were dating online or either through text or like, yeah, you pretty much just through text for like a few months or something. And I think I think one time he actually disappeared for a couple of days, which got her worried or something. That was actually after the fact that they actually went out once, because her ex boyfriend, the abusive ex boyfriend that she was in a relationship with before, that had just been in prison not too long ago, actually was messaging her and calling her and things like that. And so she was even confiding in Chuck Davis Jr. to that about how pretty much how scared she is, how afraid, how fearful she is for her life, and she's even scared that even Chuck Davis Jr. is gonna hurt her as well. And so she was, and he even reassures her that I'm not the person that would hurt you. That let me show you, or let me prove it to you. Let me take you out. And she was like, yeah, I would really like that. And so they actually go out on a date together, and they go out to eat at a Chinese restaurant. And she even teaches him how to use chopsticks because they're at a Chinese restaurant. And he even jokes, like, where if I eat with chopsticks, I'm literally gonna starve. Like, and she was like, "Well, you chose a Chinese restaurant, so you need to use the chopsticks." Like, I don't know, I don't know, it sounds kind of like fun, and I mean, kind of funny, but they were still like hitting it off and everything, and it seemed really good. At least the actor that got to play Chuck Davis Jr. in the episode, it just kind of like painted a picture of how this guy was probably like to her, and he really seemed like a really nice guy and everything. Okay, let me see. I need to try to go back and comment. Uh, Evan Chow said, "Bar on the phone, woman." And I said, "I want to encourage anyone to do online dating. A lot of creepy people are in there." And then Chow said, "Yeah. Oh, look, mom, I found a crazy. Oh, look, mom, I found a crazy guy." I was just wish there was a way to know if someone is lying on the profile. That would make it so much more safer. Yeah, yeah, that is true. Like, they need to invent that type of technology. To be honest, yeah. Chow said, "The despairing boyfriend, Ron." Yes, as I would. Also cute. He crazy lady. Yeah, I don't know. It's just this episode just I don't know. It starts like just the whole dating, like the start of the relationship with, between her and Chuck Davis Jr. It just seems so. It seems like they're really perfect, like they're a made match in heaven or a match made in heaven. But it really, like, that's why it really blows my mind how the whole episode ended and everything, and how everything just escalated so quickly. But yeah, basically, okay, but yeah, he disappears for a couple of days, and she gets kind of worried because she hasn't heard from him in a while, and she had even texted him or messaged him and asked her, "Hey, you wanna hang out again, or you want to go out again or something?" And she didn't hear a reply from him for like 2 days, and then he finally replies back, or or no, he doesn't reply. He calls her, and she even answers the phone with, "Hey, stranger," and then he was like, "Stranger." I mean, I just figured that with you being busy with school and all, that you just needed a break, or you just needed to relax a little. I was just trying to give you some space, and I mean, I don't know. So she kind of just shook it off and just, I guess, kind of understood the whole situation. Um, but yeah, then they go out again. I think, but her ex boyfriend, her abusive ex boyfriend, keeps trying to come back into her life and keeps trying to stalk her, and he even knows that she's seeing someone new now. Like he knows that she has a boyfriend. Her ex boyfriend even knows where she lives. So apparently, this guy is not just out of prison, but he's stalking her, in locally or something. Like he knows exactly what she's doing. I think he even has pictures of her and this guy that he sent her. So he's like really stalking her and taking pictures and stuff, and it's just really crazy. Um, I said, and how did this Chuck Davis Jr. turn out? Oh, it turns out pretty crazy. Like he seems really nice. It really blows my mind how this episode. Even Chelsea said, "Oh no, I must go find the crazy guy." Me too, Else. Mom going to look for the crazy guy. Okay, yeah, okay. This stream's actually turning kind of funny just by some of your comments about the whole situation. It's because it's just really crazy. But yeah, it's just okay, I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh yeah, because she's so scared for her life, because of her abusive ex boyfriend trying to like stalk her and everything. She actually asked for Chuck Davis Jr. to move in with her, like with her and her mom. So now he's moving in because she feels like he will protect her, because even he has been protective over her, and even has tried to comfort her whenever she tells him that her ex is stalking her and everything. Even he, uh, I mean, he's pretty much being supportive and everything, and trying to help her and comfort her and everything. And let me see. Joe said, "Get a restraint order on him," and Elsa's like, "Move away, far away." Michelle's like, "Change your name." But yeah, this episode just I okay, I'm trying to think of what else happened next. Because I know she asked him to move in with her, and he does. Uh, I think he leaves because he's trying to get a job. See, he keeps applying. He's trying to get a job. He keeps applying, like he keeps applying for jobs and stuff, and he keeps getting turned down. Chuck Davis Jr. He keeps getting rejected. He even keeps getting rejection letters from like his applications. So like no one wants to hire him, and even the girl can't understand why. Oh, I know I keep referring to her as girl, but I think her name is Amber. Um, but uh, but yeah, so she didn't understand why he keeps getting torn down. He even tried to apply to to be part of the music program at her school, because he loves music, and he has a guitar, and he tries to play guitar and stuff like that. And even he looked hesitant when the woman there, the teacher, had gave him like an application form to fill out, and it was kind of like just a standard background check. And he even looked kind of hesitant at first when he saw it. So apparently Chuck Davis Jr. is keeping something from his girlfriend, and so apparently he has something in his background, like some past, that he's pretty much hiding from everyone. And so but then but yeah oh yeah but then Amber's ex-boyfriend, abusive ex-boyfriend, buys like a firearm or something, like some gun or something. He even has a profile pic of him holding the gun. But her ex boyfriend is also a felon, and felons can't own like firearms. And even when she sees that he has a profile pic and he's holding a gun, and like even she's like, "Oh no, he's gonna come after us with a gun." And even Chuck Davis Jr. says you need to call the police. And so she does, and so then they come up with a whole plan to basically uh, get her ex boyfriend, who tried to remember his name because I know I keep referring to him as ex boyfriend or something. Um, like oh no, I think his name started with a J or something. I think it may have been Jason or something, but which sounds kind of crazy, but um. Because I don't know why I can't remember because I actually watched this episode earlier because I was like I want to kind of know what I'm talking about like when I go through these episodes, but yeah, basically she conspires with like the with a cop with a female cop about like basically asking like pretty much setting up a like basically she wanted the female cop wanted Amber to text her ex-boyfriend to say that she wants to meet him somewhere like at a Walmart so they can talk finally because apparently he won't leave her alone and he wants her back and yada 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 and whatnot. So they kind of conspire like that they're gonna meet up at this Walmart. So when he shows up, then the female cop is gonna basically arrest him. Like, um, and I mean, I think she even has some backup. So, but but yeah, I think he did show up. He even I think texted her and said that he was at his mom's house at the time or something. And so they go to where he's at or where he said he was, and then they actually catch him and they call Amber and tell him that they got him in custody and that she's safe now. And it's just a Jason and Michael Myers or after you run. Yeah, else a jail guy that starts with a J. Jail guy. Yeah, I could just call him jail guy. Well, I guess that shows you just how forgettable his name was or something. I mean, the most memorable name from this whole episode was actually Chuck Davis Jr. But I think that's just because Chuck Davis Jr. has my last name in his name, like Davis. So, um, but but yeah. So then I guess life seems to turn to normal. But Chuck Davis Jr. keeps getting frustrated because no one will hire him. It's almost like he's just never going to get a job, like because no one will hire him, not because he's just being lazy or anything. But uh, then he basically, I mean, I think one time they were like hanging out, and Amber's brother had come up to visit for a bit, and he had sat on the couch next to Chuck Davis Jr. And Chuck Davis Jr. was just on the couch, kind of like watching TV or something. And Amber's mom had asked Chuck Davis Jr. politely, I might add, to I mean, she asked him to go and get a pair of shoes she had bought that she had left in the car or something, and it and he just flat out looked at Amber's mom and said no, and like oh my god, like now Chuck Davis Jr. is having an attitude with the family, and and then I guess Amber had offered where that she would like she took the keys and said I would go get them, and and then as Amber heads out the door, then Amber's mom basically uh, says to Chuck Davis Jr. Um, actually said to Chuck Davis Jr. that what is the big deal? What's the problem? It was like I was just asking you to do something. I wasn't like trying to start anything or anything, and said drop him off on Snake Island. That's funny. It says yes, Elsa, and she says, "Oh, excuse me, would you please go away?" but but yeah, then but I think Amber's mom said what is the problem? And then he just looks at her and says, "There's no problem." And then she was like, "I think there's a bit of a problem." I mean, Amber's mom said that as she turned away. And then Chuck Davis Jr. just like got up and said, "Well, yes, there is a problem. You have no respect for me." Like Chuck Davis Jr. got in Amber's mom's face and said, "You have no respect for me." Just all rude like and everything. And she's just looking at him like what? And it's like, what is the problem? It was just a pair of shoes. And he's like, "No, it's not just a pair of shoes. You have no respect." Like Chuck Davis Jr. said that to Amber's mom. And then as Amber was just getting back in the house or the apartment, and then all of a sudden, Chuck Davis Jr. I think Chuck Davis Jr. had told Amber that it's your mom. She has no respect for me. And then Amber was like, "Well, if you want to be respected, you need to respect this family." And he was like, "You know what? I'm sick and tired of this family. I'm sick and tired of this house." And then Amber was like, "Well, then leave. You could just go upstairs and pack up your shit and go." I mean, that's basically what Amber said. And then Chuck Davis Jr. kind of got in Amber's face. It was like, "Yeah." And he pulled out a pocket knife. And then then he pushed Amber down and then started stabbing her. Like, I don't know, it turned really like massacre-y, like very fast, like very psycho. Just so now Chuck Davis Jr. So now you're getting to the point where I was getting to, like, Chuck Davis Jr. wasn't the nice guy that he pretended to be. Like he was crazy. Yeah, Joe said, "You made me think of Lisa Presley. You have no respect." Oh yeah, yeah. So what did this Chuck guy end up doing? Did he try to kill herself? Yeah. He pretty much did try to kill her. He even stabbed Amber's mom, and even the brother tried to save them both, and he got stabbed. Like there was a lot of blood being sprayed everywhere. Like it was pretty gruesome. But now that I've kind of got caught up to that part of the story, I can finally tell you what it says on the article. And it says when it says a Tulsa woman stabbed more than 15 times tells story of survival. He also stabbed her brother and her mother when they tried to help her. Amber is a walking miracle. She has stab wounds in both arms, all over her back, neck, and head. She had 2 collapsed lungs, a cracked skull, and because she tried to ward off the attacks, her hand had so many stab wounds, it took surgeons 4 hours to put it back together. She still can't use it. Amber met her boyfriend online in July. They started dating in October. And this article is from pretty much early 2015. So it's pretty much the whole stabbing and everything that happened in 2014. Even when she met the guy. So yeah, Amber met her boyfriend online in July. They started dating in October. She says he showed no signs of violence until November 4th. Amber, her mom, brother, and boyfriend were at her apartment. She says He screamed at Amber's mother over something minor, and Amber was having none of that. And he said, uh, or or Amber said, I do not let anyone disrespect my mother. Pack your bags and go, said Amber, a stabbing victim. She says that when he grabbed a knife and came after her, first stabbing out her two front teeth, it was the most painful thing I've ever felt in my life, she said. He stabbed her so many times she lost consciousness. When her mother called 911, he punched her in the face and stabbed her in the forehead and chest. Amber's brother tried to stop him and got stabbed too. He got him at the front door. He stabbed him in the neck and back of the head. He didn't know it was a knife until he pulled it out himself, Amber said. Amber's mom and brother made it outside and got help, but even then the suspect didn't give up easily. When police showed up, he told them he had a gun also. It took five of them to get him on the ground. They tased him twice. The first time, the manager said he just brushed it off like it was nothing, said Amber, whose boyfriend stabbed her at least 15 times. A month later, Chuck Davis Jr. pleaded guilty to the stabbings and got 20 years in prison. Served him right. That's when Amber realized he was already on probation for attacking a man and his wife at a bar the year before. Oh yeah, so that's basically explains why he was never able to get a job. It's because he already had some like that he's already had some like assault battery charges, and he's so he pretty much already had a pretty big, like, I guess, background and everything. So he was pretty much already a felon to begin with, and so that's why when they would do background checks on him, he he didn't, like, no one would hire him. He always got a rejection letter. Well, yeah, okay. I'm trying to catch up with the comments now. Uh, okay, I was just like, oh shit. And then Joe said, damn it all to hell. And then Joe said, did anyone live? Also said, hope that guy is in jail for life. Well, I guess I said 20 years and served him right, but I guess technically he shouldn't be in prison for life because he's dangerous all around. But yeah. And then Joe said, people stay offline. Me too in jail. And then I said, she realized who he was too late. Only 20 years. Only 20 years. That's crazy. But yeah, that episode is crazy, and that's why I have that episode as number 9 on my list of the top 10 most memorable Web of Lies episodes, because that one just was devastating all around, and it just feels kind of close to home, mostly because it took place in my home state. So, and I've been to Tulsa, Oklahoma before, so that's just crazy. And I said, he'll probably come out for good behavior and do it again. Yeah, that's what always happens. In fact, there's actually a few stories on the show where sometimes some people do get arrested, and they get out of jail, and then they just go back to their old ways or the bad habits. Like, it's really crazy. Um, Let me see here. But yeah, that episode was definitely crazy. Okay, but yeah, if I get to what I have as number 8 on my list, it's actually called Friend Request. And this is one of the stories I was kind of telling you about earlier, or kind of hinting about kids being cyberbullied, and then they eventually kill themselves. That's basically how this story turned out. Um, I'll try to find a story on this one so I can kind of have some things to talk about. Okay. Now this story is called Friend Request, or that's the name of the episode. Uh, and it is from season 2, which is actually one of my favorite seasons of the series, mostly because almost every episode from that season, I was like, damn. Like, by the end of each one, like, damn. Like, what the hell just happened? But yeah, Friend Request, what it says on IMDb It's about a girl, a 13-year-old girl named Megan Meyer. It says Megan Meyer, a vulnerable 13-year-old living in a small town in Missouri, turns to the internet for socialization outside of school. When she meets 16-year-old Josh online, she falls in love, but this love story turns tragic as the web of lies unravels. Now, this is an episode that is definitely on that website. Like, in fact, I was so close to actually posting the link to this episode in the fan club yesterday. This one, I was very close because, like, but it's at the same time, it's so tragic though. It's one of the most tragic episodes of the whole series, and I, in a way, it's kind of one of the darkest. And it's a true story at that. So it's like it's devastating. And when you say about kids killing themselves and kids dying, it's really disturbing. Um, oh yeah. Hey, Catch fan, welcome back. Welcome back, Chris. I said, yeah, old habits die hard. And then I said, I don't accept friend requests from people I don't know. Well, who isn't a complete stranger anyway? Yeah, yeah. That's true, Elsa. But but this story was so tragic. It even got its own Wikipedia page. Like I don't know if any of those stories have a Wikipedia page or I have to check again. I just came like I kind of looked up the story or the person involved, and I just clicked on like the first link. But this one actually came up with a Facebook page when I typed it in. Like that was like the first thing. So this one was really tragic that it even got its own Facebook page. Um, but yeah, let me see. Yeah, Joe said, "I hope that girl gets better, and I hope she learned a lesson. Don't date online." Yeah, yeah, that's true, Chelsea. But yeah, this episode, the Wikipedia page for the story involved in this episode is actually set is called the suicide of Megan Meyer. Okay, Megan was an American teenager who died by suicide by hanging herself through 3 weeks before her 14th birthday. A year later, Meyer's parents prompted an investigation into the matter, and her suicide was attributed to cyberbullying through the social networking website MySpace. So this is, in a way, I kind of want to say the Wayback Machine because MySpace, I mean, it's not really popular anymore. It has been popular in years. So when I talk about MySpace, that really takes you back to like the early to mid 2000s. But but it says but yeah, I don't want to like give too much away until like I reveal what exactly happened. Yeah, I said 13-year-old kids are very vulnerable and gullible. Yeah, that's true. Well, basically, this episode is about this mother and her daughter. And well, actually, she has two daughters. Um, and one of them's older, and then Megan Meyer is the younger daughter, and she's 13 at the time, and a lot of her friends in the neighborhood have like MySpace accounts, and so she begs her mother to let her have a MySpace account. But even Megan's mother is very fearful for. I mean, very, kind of skeptical about like online and doesn't and thinks that I mean already pretty much is already worried about the dangers of online and being online and social media and all that. So she doesn't even really want her daughter to be on MySpace or anything. But so the mother and her father come off. I mean, they basically come out with like a compromise or a plan like they'll let Megan have a MySpace account if but only under their rules, and the rules are pretty much to don't talk to anyone or well I think they pretty much said don't talk to anyone you don't know, and then only her mother and father have the password, so they literally have to log her into MySpace every day because they don't want her to log in by herself or anything like that because she's only 13. And this took place in like 2006. So so yeah, but yeah, kind of. They have a little bit of background. It says Megan Taylor Meyer was born on November 6th, 1992, to Christina Meyer and Ronald Meyer in O'Fallon, Missouri, a northern St. Louis suburb. During Megan's childhood, she lived in the nearby Dordine Prairie. She had a younger sister. From the third grade in 2001 2002, after she had told her mother she wanted to kill herself, Megan had been under the care of a psychiatrist. She had been prescribed Cilapram, I guess it's some like antidepressant, that has a possible side effect of increasing suicide risk in young people. Oh wow, I didn't know that, but I mean that's crazy. Um, she had some kind of like disorders and depression. So she had been diagnosed with attention deficit disorder and depression, and had self esteem issues regarding her weight. She was described by her parents as a bubbly, goofy girl who enjoyed spending time with her friends and family. But it says Meyer attended Fort Zumwalt public schools, including Pheasant Point Elementary School and Fort Zumwalt West Middle School in nearby O'Fallon, Missouri. Megan befriended the popular girls so that the boys who picked on her would stop. The girls soon turned on Megan, and bullying got even worse than before. For eighth grade in 2006, her parents enrolled her at Immaculate Conception Catholic School in Dordine Prairie. Soon after opening an account on MySpace, Meyer received a message supposedly from a 16-year-old boy, Josh Evans. Meyer and Josh became online friends, but never met in person or spoke. Meyer thought Josh was attractive. As Meyer began to exchange messages with this person, her family said she seemed to have had her spirits lifted. This person claimed to have moved to the nearby city of O'Fallon, was homeschooled, and did not yet have a phone number. Okay, that's very suspicious. Like, doesn't have a phone number? Like, oh no, it just sounds really, really far fetched. But I guess it could happen. But yeah, a 16-year-old male named Josh Evans was registered on the account used for bullying messages to Meyer. But but basically, Josh Evans was like a close friend, or we're not really a close friend, like per se. It's just Megan had met Josh Evans online, and they were talking, and she even had started developing a crush on him, and thought he was cute because he looked cute in his profile picture and everything. And so she was like gaga over this guy, pretty much like a teenage girl, just having like their like young love and crushes and stuff like that. And so, and they would talk pretty much every day. Every day she would get it when she got out of school. But then one day, Josh Evans is messaging Megan and basically telling her that I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't that nobody likes you, which just sounds rude right off the bat. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I need to kind of go back on comments before I move on. Chelsea, I go crazy. My child died, and what are 13-year-old kids doing online? How can a parent be like, okay, well that good? The parents have the password. I also said kids shouldn't be on social media. They should be kids and play outside and not be online acting like a grown up. Yeah, very true, Elsa. And Justin, wow. And Elsa, St. Louis, that's where Jeff lives. Yeah, yeah. So that's even crazy right there. Jeff said, "Oh no, here we go." And then Jeff said, "I'm loving the stories, Alvin." Okay, well, I'm glad because I didn't know if I was like boring you with my explanations of the episodes, but it's just. I mean, these episodes really did intrigue me. I mean, well, not just these episodes in particular it's just the whole series pretty much just is wild. Then Chelsea, I was said maybe back in 2006, not everyone had a cell phone back then. Yeah, I guess that is true. Maybe back then, but yeah, basically, when Josh Evans started messaging Megan and basically telling her that no one likes you and this and that, and not only that, I think he even got some of her own friends or other people from that school to message Megan with threats. Like, so then everybody's bullying her online on MySpace, and so they're even calling her names like whore and like, I mean, they're really calling her some of the nastiest names you can think of, and like I don't know, it's just really crazy. I think they even call her things like slut as I mean as well, but and she even got the fat shaming comments and everything. But even Joe said, as a parent, I'd be pissed. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's crazy. And basically, it led to her to basically Megan basically committing suicide and hanging herself uh, one night. And I think her mother kind of had a feeling when it happened because her mother was in the kitchen with the father and they were talking about Megan and how vulnerable Megan was at that state. And then all of a sudden, in mid sentence, Megan's mother stopped talking in the kitchen because she got this horrible feeling in her gut. So, as you could say, like mother's intuition, it really is a real thing, especially with this mother because uh, she then starts walking up the stairs to Megan's bedroom, and when she opened Megan's bedroom door, is when she found her daughter hanging, like I guess like in the bathroom or over the bathtub or something. I'm not exactly sure, but she saw. Oh, it was really tragic how she discovered her daughter and everything. And so then they're having to. I mean, they even tried to revive her, but she was pronounced like brain dead a few hours later or something. And so, I mean, they were even friends with a paramedic, or not a paramedic, but someone who's like a lifeguard that lives down the street, and he even tried to do CPR on her, and he couldn't bring her back. And okay. Oh my goodness! I would have deleted my account right there. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I don't understand. Why would you let people just keep bullying you online? Like, if you're getting threats and things like that, and hateful messages and hateful comments, you might as well. I mean, you can just deactivate your account. Why would you want to be just watching people like say all these mean things about you? Then Joe said, "You mess with my kid, you mess with me." They all said, "That's so sad," and she was only 13. And Joe said, "Oh no, wow." I said, "I wouldn't want to walk into a scene like that." Yeah, me either. It's just, but the thing is, this story gets even darker. Like this thing really turns even darker. It's not just because I mentioned like her online boyfriend Josh Evans was someone in the neighborhood actually knows a terrible secret about Megan's death or what led to it, possibly. And so when they were planning when I think they already had Megan's funeral and everything, but even they were really upset. I mean, the parents were really upset trying to figure it out. They wanted to find Josh Evans. And when they found out what Josh Evans when the father actually went back to Megan's computer and found out Megan was still logged into MySpace, and there was a message on the screen, and it was from Josh Evans, and it basically said that the world would be better without you. So Josh Evans basically was the trigger to what triggered Megan's suicide. And let's see. Joe said, as a parent, I feel like there was something more I could have done to protect my child. Els said, maybe that's how the parents felt, Chelsea. And Els said, what? Yeah, Okay, see, this is what really gets crazy. Basically, you have to watch the episode to know exactly how everything played out. So I'm probably gonna be skipping over some parts just so I can move through the story more quickly. But basically, uh, this one woman in the neighborhood basically asked to see asked for Megan's parents to come by uh, one day when they were getting ready to go to church or something, or some meeting for people, for parents who've lost their kids or something, and so they went to her house, and she was like, "I have something to tell you. It's about Megan's death." And even Megan's mom was like, "What? Like, what could you possibly have to say about Megan's death? Like, we already know what happened." And then the woman said, "Josh Evans, he isn't real." And even Megan's mom and dad was like, "What? Like, of course he's real. He drove our daughter to suicide." And then the woman was like, "No, Josh Evans was an invention." And uh, so basically, she said that another mother in the neighborhood who actually had a daughter who was friends with Megan that lived next door, but was jealous. I guess her daughter, I guess, was jealous that Megan was spending more time online or on my, or we're not online or on MySpace, but was pretty much doing other things. And I guess she felt jealous that Megan was spending more time doing her own thing than spending time wanting to hang out with her daughter. And so um, basically, the bombshell was that this mother was the one who created the Josh Evans account to mess with Megan, to basically get back at Megan for supposedly being mean to her daughter or something. It was ridiculous, but it blew everyone's mind that a mother was actually responsible. Like, a mother was actually behind the Josh Evans account. So a mother, and it was basically a mother and her daughters, and like the mother was pretty much the chief, and her daughters were like her little Indians, and they were all like messing around with Megan. And oh my god, I would have been so pissed. I mean, if I had been like had a neighbor in the neighborhood who did something like that, not just being a parent, uh, but yeah, now I can get to that part of the article, like the article on Wikipedia. But it says a 16-year-old male named Josh Evans was registered on the account used for bullying messages to Meyer. But Lori Drew, the mother of Sarah Drew, a former friend of Megan Meyer, later admitted to creating the MySpace account. At the time of the suicide, the Drew and Meyer families were neighbors, living 4 doors apart. So yeah, they were pretty much like all in the same neighborhood, the same community. So it was just really crazy. Okay, now I'm trying to read back on comments. Christopher said, "Was John Evans' fake account?" And yeah, Christopher, I remember right one neighbor made an account. Yeah, Joe said, "What?" I said, "Looks like we're gonna have to do this top 10 in 2 parts." Yeah, true, Elsa. Well, I mean, I know that I've already been streaming for like 2 hours now. I'm only on number number 8. I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with streaming tomorrow if you are okay with it. But um, yeah, yeah. Elsa said, "No, are you kidding me?" And Joe said, "Way, just way. You don't even know your neighbors, like neighbors." Yeah, yeah, that's what's really crazy. But yeah, yeah, I know I kind of like dragging along. It's just I knew that if I did a top 10 list of the top 10, like I knew it was going to be longer for me to like go through each episode because I'm trying to describe the episodes to you. But like I know I'm pretty much like that one. I just want to go in real detail because that one really, it really had me shook. It really kind of had me heated, and frustrated and everything. But I mean, you could definitely watch that episode also if you want. I mean, like even though really is tragic what happened, and everything they don't show like gruesome details. So I mean, but they do kind of explain what led up to the suicide and how they found out who was responsible for it, and it was told by the actual parents of Megan Meyer and Megan's sister. Uh, but yeah, I remember when I first watched the episode, I was like I think I was like I feel like I needed a moment like to really cool down because that episode really kind of had me, which it kind of reminds me of one of the most recent episodes of the show, which actually did also make my top 10 list because that episode really got me. Which pretty I mean because that was an episode just like this that kind of inspired my reason for the top 10 tonight. But yeah. But yeah, that's actually another reason why I wanted to talk about these stories and these episodes tonight because I was curious about what your take on like all this would be because it really is crazy how things like this take place and not and it really makes you really think about like online dangers and everything. Not to mention, even though this documentary series is really disturbing and dark and has like a lot of disturbing and dark true stories. I feel like the show like I feel like not many people know about the show, so I'm kind of wanting to bring more attention to the show because I feel like more people need to watch the show or need to know that this show exists, like this documentary. So I also said I think there have been kids younger than 13 who have actually killed themselves because of cyberbullying. Yeah. Actually, it is true. Not just cyberbullying. Some kids have actually, I mean, took their own lives because of um, bullying, just in locally in those schools. So I also said, don't know, Chelsea. Other parents can learn from these things. Yeah, it just said, damn. Now I want to hear more. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I just saw Elsa's other comment like, "Oh my goodness." Or okay, that's so sad. She was only 13. Okay, or I was just reading, going up against going up, but yeah, yes. Parents need to see that. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, so that's one reason why I wanted kind of bring attention to this documentary series, like Web of Lies, because I think it's one of the most fascinating. We're also most. It's also one of the most disturbing like documentaries out there. But I feel like more and more people need to watch this documentary because it's just crazy. But damn. Hmm. But yeah, I don't know how much more like longer I'll be streaming. I mean, since Elsa made a good point that we're probably gonna have to do this stream in two parts. I mean, I actually really don't mind. I mean, uh, it's just I'm trying to figure out when I'll try to do the second part. Uh, because I know that when Trish, it doesn't depend on like us doing like a Robert birthday stream and review and until Thursday. So I could go live again tomorrow if you guys are fine with it. Uh, but I don't. I'm just trying to decide whether I should stream an hour early or not. Like if I should stream at 7 or 8 tomorrow. Like I mean, I mean for Trisha's time because if I stream at 7 tomorrow, like Trisha's time, it would be like 6 for me. But yeah. Yeah. Just it's so disturbing and piss feeling. Wow, I need to be a cop. And then keep the face strong. Yeah, I said kids have cell phones, laptops, and tablets at such a young age these days. Parents should reconsider giving their kids those things at such a young age. Very true, Elsa. Hmm. Yeah, I said whatever you want to do. Okay. Well, I just wanted to announce it now during the stream, so you knew what time to set your alarm tomorrow, Elsa. Because I know that you probably don't figure that I mean, me and Trish is gonna do anything tomorrow. So, but if you're fine with it, I don't mind live streaming again tomorrow. Not to mention Trish didn't show up tonight, which I mean it's kind of surprising, and it's already like 9 o'clock now. So, and I feel like before long, my cousin's probably going to be trying to, I mean, calling me to, I mean, everything because she usually calls me like almost every night or something when she gets up work. But yeah, I said, like Jeff, I never had stuff like that growing up. Yeah, that's true. Jeff's like, Jeff said, kids don't need all this at such young age. Young age, go play outside, climb a tree. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Even I climbed trees when I was a kid. And actually, I kind of miss those days. I used to climb trees like with my friends, or even like small trees that was like around like my grandma's like apartment complex, like the swimming pool area. Yeah, yeah, no, thank you, Catchy Fan, for the video or the link that you sent me or Messenger. Yeah, I said okay. So tomorrow, what time? Um, we're considering that this is a top 10 list, and I have only been like through three of them so far. Uh, like I've only counted down 10 to 8, so now I only have 7 more to do, which hopefully I'll be able to get through those quicker tomorrow, and I'll probably be more well prepared. I feel like today was kind of hectic, I guess, for me. Not to mention I slept like half of the day because I was so exhausted after last night's review with Trish. And not to mention, I stayed up kind of late last night, so I guess I need to kind of go to bed earlier tonight. But yeah, if you're all right with it, I'll probably stream maybe at 7 tomorrow. So I guess that would mean you need to set your alarm for maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. I mean, other it's your choice. I mean, because I know sometimes you forget, Elsa. So I mean, I don't know. Do you want me to stream at the regular time or actually stream an hour early? Even just like I climb trees, and yeah, Elsa, yeah, me too, and look for chameleons. Chameleons, oh yes, Elsa, oh yeah. I'm actually glad you love chameleons. Like I don't know, I just think that's so cool. Yeah, I said that was my favorite pastime back in 1987 to 1989, looking for chameleons. Damn, Elsa, oh, that was actually awesome. Like that's actually really cool. I feel like my sister definitely would love you. I mean, because my sister loves like reptiles and just I mean, I'm talking about lizards, chameleons, lizards of any kind. I mean, because even my sister had a lizard, but it was a bearded dragon. Oh yeah, good night, country fan. Just a night, guys. Great story, Alvin. Looking forward for tomorrow. I said, okay, 7 or 8 is fine with me. Okay, I'll probably post it in fan club a little bit later tonight. So, and maybe I could correspond with Trish. Maybe you'll finally get a hold of her, and maybe Trish will join me on screen tomorrow as well, or maybe she can at least be available in the comments. I mean, I'm thinking maybe she fell asleep, or Grand Sister Station is just really busy tonight, and she is having no time online, like at all, if that makes sense. But I just feel like if I keep talking about like, because I know that I don't want to keep you guys up like too late. So I was thinking if I stream an hour early tomorrow, then by the time I'll be streaming, if I do stream for like 2 or 3 hours tomorrow, it will at least be an hour early. I'll be ending the stream an hour earlier than I would normally. So yeah. But yeah, I was thinking tomorrow, like 7 ish. Pretty much Trish's time. Although it would be 6 for me if you're trying to go by Oklahoma time because I'm actually an hour behind Trish. So when Trish goes live, her normal time's going live is like 8. It's actually 7 for me. But if she goes live, but if we both go live at 7 for her, it's like 6 for me. So I guess I'm just trying to get you guys an idea of how my time zone compares to Trisha's. But I tried to still use Trisha's time zone because she basically is the one who kind of is the big inspiration of why I'm wanting to go to live stream myself. So yeah, I said okay, then 7 Trisha's time. Yeah. That's perfectly fine with me. Also, so I'll let Trish know, or maybe you could just let Trish know. I mean, I'll probably post a fan club, but yeah. But yeah, if you're interested and if you wanted to watch another episode of Web of Lies, I'll probably post it in the fan club. I'll try to find one that I think that you would probably like to watch, Elsa. Like being scammed, like I don't know, whether be scammed out of money or scammed in some way, or or I could even just post the link to the episode of the story I was just telling you about the Megan Mayo story. I mean, if you're curious to know the full story, but it really is like jaw dropping, like oh my god, and even devastating. But yeah, I said my time zone is way out of whack. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it really is, also. That's one reason why it's hard for me to even keep track of what your time zone is compared to mine and Trish's. So that's why I tried to explain what time I may go live or what time I may not, or vice versa. But I'm glad that you tuned in tonight, Elsa. Because I didn't know if you were that interested in what I was going to talk about. Because I know you asked me the other day if I had a specific topic I wanted to talk about tonight. And I mean, I did. Like that's pretty much it. It's just because I know sometimes I may just choose a year and we'll just talk about memories that we have from that year, or things that we liked that came out that year or something, like some nostalgic, like going in the Wayback Machine or something. But tonight I just kind of wanted to talk about one of my favorite documentaries, one of my favorite shows, and trying to bring more attention to it, and I kind of just made my own top 10 list because I mean I kind of miss it. Believe it or not, I actually kind of miss it when me and Trish would do top 10 lists, but it was usually music related, like our top 10 favorite songs or something. But so I thought I would do my own little top 10 list tonight. But yeah, Elsa, I'll look for these 3 episodes you reviewed tonight. Oh, that's awesome, Elsa. So yeah, if you want a reminder of the titles of the episodes, they're called Catfished, Be Careful Who You Wish For, and Friend Request. But Catfished is from season 3, and because I want to try to give you the accurate like number, just in case you try to find them on that site. Yeah, the episode Catfished is episode. It's season 3, episode 9. No. Oh wait. Okay, wait. That's the next one. Okay, season 3, episode 12 is Catfished, and then Be Careful Who You Wish For is actually season 3, episode 9. But I mean, it was still one of the episodes I reviewed tonight, so you would have still found the right episode. I mean, at least one of them that I found tonight. That I reviewed tonight. And then friend request is season 2, episode 3. And yeah, because sometimes when you try to look up episodes, sometimes it wouldn't actually say the title. Sometimes they would just list the episode as like season 2, episode 3, or season 2, episode 4, or season 3, or season 2, episode 5, or something like that. So yeah, Justin, I've got a lot to think about tonight. Thanks, Alvin. Yeah, you're welcome, Chelsea. I was curious about the show, then I watched that episode. Okay, thanks. That will make it easier to find. Yeah, you're very welcome, Elsa. So you guys try to remember that. Season 3, episode 12, season 3, episode 9, and then season 2, episode 3. If you can, I mean, and if you forget or something, I'll probably post at least one of them in the fan club tonight. So I guess kind of look out for that, or I may post a link to all 3 episodes or something. But but yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed tonight's stream. I know I've already been streaming for over 2 hours, but I was kind of getting. I feel like I talked a lot that I kind of woke up myself an appetite, like I'm hungry now for some reason, or I just need to get up and stretch my legs or something. I don't know. I just feel like I've been sitting down 2 hours just talking, and I feel like I'm needing a drink. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream, everybody. Uh, but yeah, I think I'm getting ready to wrap things up. And stay tuned for part 2 of my top 10 list of what I believe are the top 10 most memorable Web of Lies episodes. So stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow. And that would do it. Or just send them to me on Messenger. Yeah, I think that maybe that would be easier. I feel like the reason why I would want to post them in the fan club is because other people would watch them. I mean, just in case they wanted to see them too. But I could just send them to you on Messenger. It's fine. I'm hungry too, but I'll have to wait a few more hours before I can eat. Oh, I say. I mean, well, I didn't know you actually had a time limit or like a time schedule when you can eat. But yeah, night, Elsa. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now. And this has been Alvin, and I'm monking out. So stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow at 7, Trisha's time. But yeah, good night. But yeah, don't forget to stay sexy, giggity. Good night, everybody.